victim or terrorist.
There aren't enough scripts like this, unfortunately, but this script was one that I closed the last page and I immediately said, I really want to do this play.
When I first came across Beckett, which was a long time ago when I was at university, what struck me most about it was the music hall routines, the sheer comedy.
There exist certain beings whose intimate lives seem bound by invisible chains to the supernatural.
Ça, c'est moi.
They crave solitude.
Ça, c'est moi aussi.
Their only wish is to be alone, to dream.
Ça, c'est moi aussi, eh? Aussi.
Their imaginations are so developed that their vision reaches far beyond that of ordinary men.
Moi. Definitely moi. So you agree?
You're a vampire.
It's called In Search of MrB, MrB being Samuel Beckett. It's about his character, but looking at it from a completely different perspective. Two-hander, one is MrB, he's there, but he happens to be a vampire. And the character that I'm playing is his kind of alter ego, who's a ventriloquist dummy. And it's a swapping over of the characters, seeing the character being honest with himself.
It was August 1941. I met my friend Paul Leon.
He was not your friend. He was the secretary of James Joyce. He was an acquaintance.
He was a decent man, and Joyce didn't pay him. I met him in the street. I said, "They're rounding up Jews everywhere. My son has a school examination tomorrow. It's important. I have to wait." He was arrested the following morning and interned. Concentration camps. I had to do something.
No, you didn't. You were a foreigner. You're Irish.
Anglo-Irish.
This new play by Brian Mc Avera is, although an experimental play, but it's very, very funny, very theatrical. It's not a biographical play about Samuel Beckett's life, so it appeals to a much broader audience. And the workshop, the presentation that we did last year proved to us that this would actually have crossover mainstream popular appeal because it's extremely funny and very touching about the nature of being a human being. So, which uses Samuel Beckett's life as a starting point and jumps off into the contradictions that we have as human beings.
So I wanted to do a good night at the theatre, as the dramatist John McGrath would have it, but with, if you like, some serious overtones. So what I decided to do was to have Mr. Beckett wake up on a stage in a coffin and find out that he was a vampire. And this seemed to me to be quite a good metaphor for a man who for most of his life was preoccupied with death and putrefaction. And the fact that over in the corner just from him there is a ventriloquist dummy that seems to have an entire life of its own seemed to me another interesting way of getting at things, because apart from anything else, I didn't want the audience to know from 1 minute to the next what the hell was going to happen next.
What we're doing with this clip is that we're promoting the new production, which opens in March, and we're hoping that you will contribute to the show, whether it's by showing up to see the show, and hopefully that you're watching this clip, and if you can come and support Directions Our debut show, which will open in the Civic, and then it does a 6-week tour around Dublin, and we hope to see you at the opening night and for the rest of the run. And thank you all very much for coming to see the show and looking at the clip.